You are a gay person living in what is called a rainbow paradise. But deep inside, you want to destroy that mask every day with your own hands. In the morning in Manhattan, New York, or in Soho, London, the first thing you do is not breathe, is to calibrate the system. Here in the West, laws have pampered us into becoming the politically correct favorites. Same-sex marriage is legal? Check. Laws prohibiting discrimination? Check. In some places, if you don't respect my pronouns, you can get fired. It seems like we've won, right? But why? According to the latest surveys, does the LGBTQ community here still suffer from depression at a rate 3 times higher than the general population? Why? In these freest countries, is the suicide rate among LGBTQ teenagers still a festering wound? Because some walls can't be torn down by laws. You live in a country where same-sex marriage is legal. You have the unprecedented starting package in human history. Your marriage is legally protected. Your company flies a flag for you in June. And even when you kiss your same-sex partner on the street, passers-by politely look away. You are the darling of this era, riding the crest of the political correctness wave. But only you know, you still wear a suffocating costume every day. This costume is no longer made of medieval rough linen, but of exquisite suits, expensive skincare products, a sharp sense of humor, and a kind of just the right amount of sarcasm. The middle class in the West has an invisible aesthetic template for gays. You must be the stylish, sharp-tongued, humorous gay best friend, or a perfectly sculpted, social media famous influencer, or an activist with a clear and loud political stance. You cannot be ordinary. If you are just an ordinary man who loves fixing lawnmowers, with a slightly gruff personality, or even a little bit of old-fashioned masculinity, society won't know where to place you. You realize that here, freedom comes with a price tag in the form of a script. If you don't play by the script, if you express a pathological desire for traditional family life, or if you show hesitation towards radical movements, you'll fall out of that cool category. When you realize that your value is only based on your sexual orientation, rather than your talent, kindness, or solely immense emptiness is enough to crush a person's spine. You sit in the office, maintaining the most precise, professional smile. You're the office's perfect social lubricant. Touch once. Play a cold joke about your ex, hitting the humorous gay best friend KPI. Touch twice. Give a speech about multiculturalism, pledging your allegiance to political correctness. Don't try to look for other settings. In this system, your ordinariness is abnormal. Your silence is rebellion. You must remain vibrant to cover up the fact that you're withering inside. The law has indeed become your bodyguard. In these countries, no one can legally throw you into jail for your sexual orientation. But there's a kind of violence called procedural inclusion. It is a more sophisticated, yet still lethal, form of execution with the warmth of civilization left over. In Western workplaces, this is called invisible barriers. Your supervisor will be polite to you, even overly praising your partner when mentioning them. Oh, he's so handsome. Your relationship is truly admirable. They will execute you in a more subtle way, marginalization. When you turn away, those who truly decide the direction of the company, the straight male management, will never have a seat for you at their drinking gatherings. They don't hate you. They just feel that you don't belong to the circle. In this company, you are like a decorative item with a fragile sticker. Everyone is polite to you, but they avoid deep conversations with you like you're a virus. This invisible discrimination is more deadly than insults because it makes you doubt yourself, making you conduct a crazy mental battle behind every smile. This loneliness is lethal because it prevents you from speaking out. If you complain, others will look at you in surprise. Hey, we're already very inclusive. What more do you want? You can get married at the city hall, can't you? This ungrateful guilt becomes the heaviest stone in your chest. You are in a room full of people, but you feel like a ghost. You are allowed to exist, but you are forbidden to integrate. The sooner you come out, the sooner you break. The invisible jungle of adolescence. The current Western education system heavily promotes discovering yourself early, coming out early. Some parents even feel that if their family doesn't have a transgender or gay child, they're not avant-garde enough. So, at the age of 13, an age when you don't even understand what true love is, you hastily label yourself. You tell the whole school, you like boys, You think that's the beginning of freedom, but in reality, it's just a form of bullying. The jungle laws of Western campuses haven't disappeared because of the law. Bullying has transformed from physical violence into social erasure. You find that you can never get into the core group of the school's football team. You also find that the debates about gender anxiety on the internet are peeling back your defenses like layers of an onion. The cruelest part is, you're too young. You haven't built a strong sense of self yet, but you've already exposed yourself to the flames of battle. To fit the brave person image, you must force yourself to face those subtle mockeries. Adults, eager to showcase their educational success, push you to front and make you a symbol of diversity. But when the spotlight fades and you're facing the malicious comments on your phone in the middle of the night, no one tells you how to patch up the self-esteem shredded by rumors. You become the living sacrifice for political correctness. The most painful cut often comes from family. When you return home, your parents are typical Western middle class, well-educated, and believers in universal values. They will give you a hug and say, "Child, we love you, no matter who you are." This statement is true, but it's also where the pain lies. At every Christmas dinner, when your brother comes home with his wife and children, when a whole family discusses a continuation of the family line, the future inheritance, and the family blueprint that has never changed for centuries, their eyes will skip over you. You'll realize that you are still the point outside the circle. Your parents support you, but at the same time, they are holding a funeral for you in their hearts. They've buried their expectations of your traditional happiness, buried the subconscious desire for a son who can carry on the family name, who can bring them worldly satisfaction. They have a kind of polite mercy toward you. They don't ask about your private life, not because of absolute respect, but because deep down, they still feel that it is disgraceful, something they cannot face. You live in a small room they have set aside in their hearts. They place you in a room called tolerance, but that room has no light, only polite coldness. This loneliness under the same roof is a terminal illness that no antidepressant can cure. The most ironic thing is that in these so-called free countries, you're no longer a complete, complex person. You have become an attribute. Capital needs you. They stuff you into their annual diversity reports, showcasing your existence like a trophy to demonstrate the company's social responsibility. Politicians need you. They push you to the stage at campaign rallies, using you as a human backdrop to show off their enlightened image. Even the brand stores on street corners need you. They decorate in rainbow colors the moment June starts, carefully calculating every penny in your pocket. Then, on the stroke of midnight on July 1st, they swiftly tear down all the decorations, like cleaning up expired trash, leaving not a trace behind. Society allows you to exist, but you must follow the script. You must be fashionable, humorous, the sharp-tongued gay best friend. If you are just an ordinary, quiet guy who likes fixing lawnmowers, the system doesn't know where to place you. When you feel lost, others point at a rainbow flag and say, "You're already free. Don't be ungrateful." So, you don't even have the right to break down. This defined freedom has become the most delicate and heaviest shackle for this generation. In this system, you are prohibited from being depressed, prohibited from breaking down, because you are the symbol of progress. You must constantly display your pride, even though your inner world is a barren wasteland. You must live as a symbol, because symbols don't feel pain. If you feel that piercing loneliness on a rainy night in London, no one will think it's because you lack love, or because you can't find belonging in this concrete jungle. They'll just think it's because you haven't embraced yourself enough. They arrogantly attribute all your psychological issues to your sexual orientation, forgetting that first and foremost, you are a human being longing to be unconditionally accepted. Why is the depression rate still so high among LGBTQ people in the West? Because this freedom is secondhand. It is built on the premise of not causing trouble for mainstream society. You can go to bars freely, march in parades freely, shout loudly within the boundaries of the law. But what you cannot ask for is that untagged equality. You walk down the street at midnight, passing a rainbow flag soaked by rain, defaced by graffiti. In that moment, you finally realize that you become a rootless, wandering soul. It's hard to obtain that untagged equality. You are too radical for conservatives, too conservative for radicals. You become a wandering soul with nowhere to anchor. In the end, you can only return to that cold, pristine apartment, continuing to scroll mechanically through the emotionless digital jungle on social media. You maintain the exciting free life in your circle of friends, posting carefully filtered photos and collecting cheap likes. You nod, you smile, your acting skills have long been perfected. Because aside from here, there is no other place in the world where you could be so dignified, so glamorous, and so thoroughly bury yourself alive.